Hello, hello. What's going on, y'all? This is No Noise Research with your host, Z-Rex, coming at you on September 5th of this great year in 2018. Oh my goodness. I bet everyone is freaking out a little bit. I actually hadn't really looked at the market in the last day or so. I actually skipped yesterday's video. I just had some family stuff to do. Kiddo had some appointments for his checkups and all that good stuff. I got a new member of the family around, so yeah, I was just kind of taking care of that. And then I get home this evening to do some stuff and start catching up on markets and do the show, and I'm like, what? Oh man, I just sat down like almost at the perfect time too. It was here you go. I was watching it pretty much right here and then saw this and was like, oh man, this is going to be interesting. Should I start buying some? So I nibbled just a little bit. I actually, in my chat group, I said it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start trying to catch knives. And then bought a little bit more again down here, because I mean there's a lot of support in here, guys. As y'all know, here's our green box that we've had for a little while, and you know, you got a lot of business here. And if this is really because of that Goldman Sachs news or whatever the hell, I don't really, news doesn't matter to me. Its price is good, but if that's why everyone is thinking this happened, that's pretty hilarious. So they might close down their desk their crypto trading desk that doesn't even exist yet. Yeah, it's hilarious. What the hell, man? Whatever. And Goldman Sachs sucks. Who cares about them? Yeah, let's go to a couple research articles, and we'll go into some of the chart action. Oh, I guess y'all couldn't see where I was talking about. Yeah, here and here, just catching some knives, just a little bit, just playing small. Gosh, BitMEX is trash though. It's like I couldn't even buy when I wanted to. I'm like, come on, can I? No, it's overloaded. I guess that's what all these people talk shit about it. I hadn't traded on it for a long time, years. Deribit is king, pretty much. So, all right, let's jump into a few things. We were just talking about this Goldman. That's really cute, if that's the reason. I didn't even see this till I sat down today and was catching up with stuff. Amazing what happens in one day in the crypto market. So, yeah, whatever. We just kind of discussed it, so pretty funny. This, oh my god. We were joking about this back in mid-August, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I do timestamp the video so you can just go back and check out whatever you'd like to in each of them. And yeah, first they said they're going to take crypto, and then they said they weren't going to take crypto, and then I was talking about flip-flopping, how crypto news does that like all the time, and then I saw this today, and I was like, you know, we were all joking about it when we talked. It's like, really, guys? No, we're taking it. It's going to be revolutionary. Oh, no, we're not taking it. A few weeks later, I think I even said a couple weeks, what the shit, dudes? This is just ridiculous. Come the hell on. So apparently they are taking it, but they're just taking it and converting immediately to cash, which, you know, whatever, that's fine. It's just a vehicle to accept the payments. But hey, man, in all of this crazy sell-off, I mean, Ethereum got mollywopped. It was down like 25-30% at the height of this little sell-off, which seems to have been slowing down. That was probably just the shock from Asia that just got up. That happened like right when they woke up, about 8:30, so they're just starting to trade and get all that going. And so China and Asia did not like to wake up to that. Who can blame them? But yeah, so this is just funny. More flip-flopping. Here they are. Now they're back in it. But so we did hit some pretty interesting things. All-time highs in Bitcoin as we sold off 12-13%. You're like, how is that possible? So in some exchanges in Iran, it hit 24K after it was converted. Pretty wild. Interesting timing too of these two events happening on the same day. And we talked about this in a few videos ago, that Iran was going to announce their plans for their crypto and allowing them for mining, just business in general, because it's been banned there for a while. This is actually really big news. Iran has a very large economy. They're also oil rich and have the Strait. Again, go reference some of those other videos or timestamp. I go into detail about a lot of that. So this is pretty cool. So after converted from the real, it was about 24 grand. So, you know, and that's just like 1 or 2 exchanges probably, but still though, it got there. Ethereum got to around 900, so not all-time highs, but so that's really big news. Iran getting into crypto. They said that this should be out in the next 18 days here. Their draft and the policy and everything and the deets, the nice deets about it. So I will definitely be on the lookout for that, and as soon as I find anything on it, you know it will be on that video the day I find it. So alright, let's go back to the market action, because, you know, that's the juicy part now. I was just trying to fly through a couple news articles that were kind of interesting to me, like the High Times one, just little comic relief. And then also, you know, all-time highs on a day we're down 13%. That's cool. Looks like Coin Checkup doesn't want to load. It's acting like BitMEX, overloaded, cannot handle this market sell-off. Wow, here's the market cap. So we just fell off a cliff, y'all. This one hurt. This one hurt a lot of people for sure. This one is, because I imagine there's a lot of leverage longs that got murdered on this drop. I mean, this cleaned out a lot of people for sure. So, I mean, you're talking just today, what is that, about almost $40 billion, y'all. Yeah, about $40 billion, just bam. Bitcoin dominance is notably up, though. It's about 55%. That's interesting. Another really interesting chart is, let me show y'all this chart. Wowza. Who would have thunk? You're like, is this chart broke? Nope. That's the 4-hour chart of Dogecoin. That's today. It's up slightly. It's up like a few percentage points while the whole market is in bloodbath territory. Oh, look, it's up another tick. This is just hilarious. Dogecoin is a beast. I'm wondering if this is showing some underlying strength in the overall market. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Today is going to change that up a lot. Let's go look at a couple of the big movers, and then we'll get into some of those details on the Bitcoin. We don't want to see any of that crap. Let's go, or any of that. Oh, we got to filter some of this out. We don't need to see that. Let's filter extra, about $1 billion. We only want to see billion and up. So Dash looks like it's taking it on the chin. EOS, one of the bigger ones, getting hit. Oh man, we don't have that many. Forgot $1 billion is a lot in this space. So let's do $500 million. There we go. OMG, a lot of stuff is down, double digits for sure. Bitcoin Diamond's up though, 100%, you know. So I know everyone was getting long on that one. Yeah, Dogecoin pretty much flat. Although this is weird. This actually makes me think about these prices now. Like, I wonder what time that they're stamping on these, because down 8%. If we look over at the Doge chart, that is pretty... I guess it could be from over here somewhere. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Let's look at it on the daily real quick. Oh, huh. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're pulling that from. I'm gonna have to email them about that and ask them, because I am curious now. Let's just go into Mama Coin. Let's see. I think my chart can still load. I was thinking this is like some capitulation going on here a little bit. Because, guys, if that was really the news and everyone sold and panic sold from that, I know a lot of people were circulating something about some Silk Road address too or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really care about news. Doesn't really matter, because all those events were already out, right? We already knew about Silk Road all up in this. It happened this morning. If that was the initial reaction, that is when that posted, which was the Goldman trading desk crap. So that's pretty funny, and they did it like in the middle of the night too. I know I heard someone talking about that. They're like, why is the US company doing this? Oh, let's go to big screen. Why is the US company like releasing articles at 4 a.m. like that? It's like, it's pretty funny though. So if this really is that reaction from Goldman Sachs, the octopus, the squid, actually, sorry, it's the squid, not octopus. Yeah, I mean, they're in everything, so this is just kind of funny. Bitcoin's going to replace banks and governments. Goldman Sachs might close a trading desk that doesn't exist. Oh, fuck, sell it all. I'm done with this. You can see this volume picked up hardcore on this initial dump. Disappeared for, you know, this probably tricked a lot of people. I probably would have nibbled a little bit there too if I was paying attention to the markets today and yesterday, but like I said earlier, I was kind of out of that for the last about 30 hours or so. Let's go check out the 1 hour, see if we had any signs on... Oh, we did on DMI. Look at that, how perfect. So 1 hour, I usually trade off the 4 and higher, but 1 hour is a good management line. And we've talked about this in a bunch of videos, the ADX DMI indicator. I take ADX off and just use DMI, so I guess I should just call it the DMI indicator. But so we talked about a lot when it gets in between. Let's go ahead and just put it on the bigger screen. When it gets in between about mid-20s and the mid-teens, it's like a neutral zone. And if something comes from above 26 and then goes below it, it's lost its momentum on the hourly. And we've talked about a lot in this chop in these last few days that the hourly was going to give the first kind of signal to where price action is going to go. I talked about it for the upside, obviously, on these other ones when we were neutral here. If we could get the hourly above 26 and then stay above it for a while, that would be bullish, which it did. You can see right here, this area lined up with here, and it, you know, had a pretty decent, you know, $300-400 move. And but it got weak fast. You got one high point here, one high point here, slight divergence on the first tap of this line, and then it just started like just being crappy. Stayed above it though, so that's okay. This was just coiling up for a large move. It easily could have went the other way as well, and it kind of faked everyone out on some of this. But look at this, guys, it just was getting sold off hard on this trend line every single time that it's come up on this trend line. If we zoom out, it got over it a little bit, pretended to be support like it was going to take off. It did not, and sold off hard. It didn't fake us out of our box that we drew on here, which this box is based mostly on Fibonacci retracements and extensions. There's just a bunch of 618s that land in where this box is, so that's a very important box. This price action though is really interesting. I kind of want to. Was it really that bullish? Let's go ahead and get rid of this line. I'm not sure how to take this yet. I'm going to sleep on it, but my kind of initial reaction is this is like, this doesn't seem like where the bears really are going to start rolling. Because, I mean, yeah, this is bearish and it kind of sucks, but again, we're back into this damn, let's go to our green box on the daily. We're back in this damn range that we've been in pretty much the entire freaking year, right? So we're back into like boring land. We thought we were going to get out. But if y'all recall though too, we were talking about this run all up in here that the mid sevens was the target. That was my target. And I even took, as soon as this happened in this day, I talked about it in the video, I took off my leveraged positions on my paper account because now your risk to reward sucks and you have to manage your winners. And so I hadn't initiated a position yet because I was waiting. My trade idea was wait for price to break out either below like 72, 71.50 or above the 74.5, 7,500 level. Because other than that, your risk is just too damn high. Like sometimes you don't need to have a trade on. That's okay. Now it's different if you like are long term and you don't trade and you're really a hodler. Then just be that and don't even care. Don't even look at the price. Probably doesn't even matter to you. Unless you have to sell it because you bought a long time ago and you sell every once in a while to pay for bills. But, you know, even the guys that have lots of coin, they don't even, they're like, have other sources of income. They don't even want to touch their BTC, which is really funny. Which is not a bad thing either. That gives us a nice floor in the long run. But this price action is going right back into the middle of this box that we've drawn on here pretty much since I started these videos a couple months ago. And so here we are. It's like nothing ever happened. But this could be a really good setup for faking everybody out and getting lots of business done here. So all the professional traders and institutional money, they know that a lot of stops, I mean, most stops got hit on this, y'all, and it hurt. It blew through lots of margin. That's probably what accelerated some of this move too. Because if you look at this on, let's say if we go to the daily and then go to Bollinger Bands and go here. Yeah, so, you know, just from recent price, a 2 standard deviation move is from the center of here. So, I mean, this is a big ass move. That cleared out a shit ton of people, all right? So now it's probably going to just base here. I know, let's get excited because this is so awesome. We've never been here before, right? And you do have really big volume on this bar too, so this could be setting up for the bears to actually say, hey, we run shit. But I'm not going to get real bearish still, and that hasn't changed since really back in this consolidation. Unless we close below like 62, it doesn't really, on a daily, it doesn't really get super bearish for me. And so we got almost right to it. This low on the wick here is 63.02, so we were damn close, only $100 away. But again, this daily just started, so I mean, it's got almost the whole day left on it, I think. What is it over here? 8:30. Yeah, I just got about an hour and a half. Yeah, so it's got like most of the day. And so we kind of have to probably just see. I'm willing to bet price is going to kind of just dance around here for a little bit, but be quite volatile though. Again, if you go into the hourly, and even maybe the 30-minute, if you want to try to get, I don't trade below 30-minute. I was looking at 5-minute just because I like to watch the action, but I'm not really like trading off of any of this because you don't really have that much info. I do know people that do it though, and they're okay and decent at it, but it's a tough one. You got to have a lot of, you got to almost have to have a steel gut for that one, iron gut. All right, so on the 850 here, the bears are back in control though. On the 4-hour, they actually had been since, oh no, they hadn't been until this candle, this first drop off. So that first Goldman Sachs, I guess, news, whatever, scared everyone, and that kicked us into bearish mode on the 4-hour on the DMI, because it also shoved the bulls down pretty damn harsh. Like, that's a pretty swift move there. On the hour, let's see if we can, like, what we're going to be looking for here on the hour, this is what I'm going to be looking for, is the bulls start to kind of just hover around this lower line around 10, okay? And you want to see also the bears start to, if you want to be bullish, see this kind of start to turn when it goes sideways, maybe, because those get hard to read. Like you can see here, when this was going up, it went below and said it got weak and went neutral on the hourly right here at 73.70. So the hourly was showing like, oh man, something ain't right. And even the way that use RSI too, it's not if it's over just 70, it's overbought. That just means it has relative strength now. It means it's showing strength. It's not overbought. And if you notice, this hourly here didn't get above 70 again. It did briefly here on this price, and when it first touched here, but not here and here. It was below that. And on this second one, the next hour, you broke the momentum on the DMI and had a pretty significant drop on RSI. And then as this went sideways, it was been neutral the whole time and couldn't get back over it. So the 1 hour did go neutral. That sucks. I wish I was here to make a video for y'all yesterday. That would have been probably most beneficial. But that's okay, because we talked about it here, that the risk, like, don't worry about oscillators right now because they lie. You need to worry just about price action. We had it boxed in that 72, 75 area. And it's not like, it's just not worth, if anything, it'd be worth to take a short just because of that trend line, because it's just been failed. Like, you could have definitely taken that trade. I didn't do that trade. But you could definitely take that, and that has lots of merit as well, getting to there. So, but yeah, I did not take that trade. So, I am waiting for the hourly to see if it can just stay here, and let's see over the next day if price can kind of just chop around in this mid 6,000s, which is pretty damn likely. As y'all know, we've been doing this dance, y'all, for 3 months now, okay? So it's not that crazy. It seems a little crazy. Everyone's freaking out. It's pretty funny. You're starting to see all those memes fly around where it's like, oh shit, this sucks, I hate my life. I did it again. I posted one in the chat. It's like the price just falling, and he has a little smirk on his face. He's like, "Dear diary, I lost all my investment again," or something. Like, it's like, oh. And I've been there, guys. I've done that way too many times than I would like to admit, that's for sure. And on leverage too, it's just so easy to do that. And that doesn't have to be on, you know, crypto. That same type of leverage exists in equity markets too. So, but yeah, so overall though, Bitcoin is probably just going to chill right here back in this green box. We're just back in it, guys. We're caged back up. So let's just see. Be patient here. I'm glad I didn't have any position and I managed that long, because that was the target. Remember, all you can control is order entry. I was talking about looking good here, setting it up, and targeting about mid 7,000s. It got close to it, and we talked about this. Look at all this resistance here. This line, purple, the longest term, the reds right above it. And not only that, we pulled one of these too on this dude before, Fibonacci. 618 is also stacked right here. I mean, you're talking, that's like, you couldn't get more resistance in there. So that's why it didn't make sense for me to keep holding that long. The target got hit. Manage those winners, guys, because then this happens and then you're even, right? That sucks. Like, I've made that trade 100 times, because you don't want to manage your winners, because you start, FOMO even starts kicking in when you even have a position that you're up on. You're like, oh, bitch, this is going to 10K tomorrow. It's like, no, that's not how that works. So don't forget that FOMO can happen even when you are in that position, and you don't have to be in it, right? It can attack you. That might just be more greed than FOMO, though, to be fair. So anyway, yeah, there's all that resistance stacking here, and it was the middle of our box range that we've had for, you know, a long time. So I mean, hardcore. And you can see here's my alert right here at about 74.30, waiting for the close on that, and we never got it. See, we never got another one. We got close. We got to 74.15. So and also on my trading signals, I hadn't had a long or short entry again, like re-entry. So, although this sell-off is kind of in that range, it's a little bit past where I like to see it, but it's added with dumb news and kind of seems capitulation-y for the local time frame, not the long-term time frame. I'm not talking capitulation from like a lot of this buying here. That likely is down here on this trend line that I have that's drawn for like 3 or 4 years. So that's more likely here, or where these trend lines cross, since this has been tested now 4 times, 5 times, almost 6 times. So with this trend line cross, you have a floor of about 5K right now. So that's going to be real tough to get through. All right, so we're just back in the box. Let's see what happens. Be patient, guys. Patience and managing winners will make you a real trader, and it's real hard to do, trust me. Oh god, look at this. See, this is what happens. We drew this on like setting up like it would be good, and it could have been. You don't know this is gonna happen, but let's kind of walk through this, since I didn't do yesterday's, and on the last video we did have this. So this darker part is the original trade setup, and this red is like how far out of your original that you are. So excuse me. So if you look at this right here, we kind of put about, when we opened it, it was about a 3.5 to 4% stop, about 10-11 bucks at the price when we opened it, okay, which is around 300 bucks, 290, 300. And so that was kind of our stop, and we stopped it out right here at 285. That was kind of what I was looking at. And if you look at this, like I said, I like to use hourlies for managing, just because it keeps away from stuff like this. 4 hour, usually you'll get it. But I like 4 hour and higher time frames for entry, and then like hourly for kind of at least taking some off of the table, right? Especially if you're correct and you got the move you wanted. And I believe I talked about that when it was tapping that line. I was like gonna go ahead and take off half of it and then see what happened over the next day, and it didn't really do anything. So I was like, I don't like this anymore. I'm done. It's okay to change your mind, and you better if you want to be a good trader over time. So you go, even on the 4 hour, like this gave you plenty of room, even if you just, and this is the only thing, again, guys, y'all can control, is when you buy it and when you get out of it, when you open and when you close it. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. Doesn't matter how much news you apply to it, anything, all right? So this right here, you would have closed it either on this one, depending if you wait for a close. Some people don't. Some people wait. If price goes below it, they're done. That's fine. Neither way is wrong or right. Obviously, waiting for price just to cross it will give you a little bit more fake outs, but it lowers your risk. But here you go on this at about 11 in the morning yesterday, and all throughout the whole trading day yesterday, the 4 hour was outside of this range. So you already should not be in this position anymore from this box if this is how you set it up. And adhere to this, because you don't have confirmation bias here. Your head is clear when you're putting this on. Now when you have a position, you get confirmation bias, and you might be like, oh, it's not going to go that much lower. And then you'd be like, well, I'm going to look, it's good. It's like that now. It's okay. Well, now you just messed up, and now you're trading off of emotion. Don't do that. That's how you lose a lot of money. That's how I've lost a lot of money, okay? It happens. Actually, this is a cool thing. After I was adjusting that, I noticed this wick is showing this is where it broke out of that price first. If y'all can see, it's a little bit not as, or like darker here and a little brighter here. So if I pull it down to here, now you can see it pierced right here. So that's kind of cool. I did not know that. So learning together. So that's it. This makes it just so easy. When you see that and you're going past it, this means kind of like, well, it breached a little bit. Watch out. Now you're in the danger zone, and here it confirmed, and it was like, get the shit out. Let's go. Move. You're done. It's okay to be wrong. Just change your position, all right? So let's erase that and just check out some TA here. Go back to auto. Let's get some volume, and we'll look at it on the 4 hour. Biggest volume is right here on the initial news, sell-off. And we are getting another little hammer candle here. Ethereum has like the hammer formation for a while. Oh yeah, here in our green box just got violated too. We drew that a while ago as a good consolidation box. This 4 hour nailed it. So even off of that one, at about 250-ish, that was it. And that was our long-term target from before price even got down here, was about 250. So again, videos are time-stamped. You can go check all that stuff out, and I encourage you to do so. So volume has kind of been decent still. It's been following through, not higher, but definitely keeping about half of what that is. Let's see in the next 2 hours if price just sits here, and if we can get like equal or more volume to this previous candle and print a formation like this, that's going to be a really interesting candle. How about on the 850, see what it's looking like? Same thing, it would be better on the 850 if we saw what I just said. That would be way better. Way more better. But overall, guys, Ethereum is looking pretty shitty. We talked about all the moving averages got below the longest term EMA, which is the red line here, and that happened back in this consolidation. It also could never get above the 21 EMA while everything else did. Maybe it was kind of a canary in the coal mine. You know, maybe it was like, well, how come Ethereum's not playing the game with everybody? I don't know, maybe Ethereum just has more competition too, so it's a different market than it was the last year or so. But yeah, you can see it's pretty damn bearish here. Ethereum is technically about to put in some pretty serious ass divergence though, especially if we can... If this candle kind of just even stays and hovers around 200, give or take 10-20%, this is going to put in some pretty good divergence. The only thing is, yeah, we went kind of neutral for a little bit. I think that this 21 EMA thing was just really kind of saying something. And again, like I said, that box, the trade, you just can only control the open and the close of your trades, nothing else. You can't control when the news comes out, and it's almost irrelevant because unless you are the person that's doing the news and you know, but who is that? Like 1 out of a million people? So it's like, you don't even need to think about that. Doesn't even matter. Literally is irrelevant. All right. So Ethereum is looking a little bit weak here. Let's see on the 3-day. Yeah, 3-day does not look super great. You are way down here in these bottom levels though on the RSI and the DMI, which it's only been at in its existence for like, I don't know, 3 times it looks like. It was really bad here, and this is probably where everybody is thinking that we're heading, to just have death and just keep going down for the next month or so, which we could have, and that would play out for like a November type thing, and that would actually be a good thing, because then it would sell off, we'd be done, and then we'd be really good and fresh and ready for the beginning of the year, whenever that ETF comes out, or the end of next year. So you know, I'm not against seeing a big capitulation crash like that. We've talked about it before. That would be around 3 to 5,000. It depends on the other attributes. You do have a horizontal axis on here, down here, the time one, also very important. Let's look at this channel and zoom in a little bit. Oh, now look at that on the 3-day, the longest term. I didn't catch this before. The longest term moving average is now resistance, pretty hardcore resistance for Ethereum. But it looks like we're gonna, I'm sorry, Litecoin, not Ethereum. Looks like a real good floor though, still around that $50 level. I'm sure a lot of people are eyeing that. The blue TMA here is showing us like high 40s even could be some really good support, which actually lines up with a lot of business done over here. So if you want to be a little bit more carry on a little bit more risk, then yeah, maybe about 47, 48 bucks would be good, especially if you put it about 45. A lot of people probably aren't really looking to that zone, and that is, let's see, about 13% to 48, and to 45 is about 20% roughly from here. So that would be pretty gnarly, but lots of volume in these sell-offs, so those, they definitely can continue, so do be careful about that. Let's go to the ripples, the rips. Oh goodness, Jesus, that's a beast mode candle, reversal type candle. What did it go down to? 26. Yeah, the Ripple got demolished on. Man, what was that ultimate move? I gotta measure this. Hold on here. About 20%. Oh, it looks more for some reason. Maybe because I don't have any more freaking data. Let's go to Bittrex, or I'm sorry, Bitfinex. Yeah, we kind of were a little nervous when it did break this and started going under here. It was close, but now it's negated. Just erase it, get it out of there. Possibly this could be like one forming here, maybe. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow closes, but I mean, there is a body here, so it's slight, very slight, but you don't really need to draw that. That's pretty damn easy to see, right? And we are coming up. Price is getting caught by this last hammer candle on Ripple, so that is interesting. I do think it's very likely that we go sideways at least for another day or two, just to kind of absorb some of this. Although crypto's crazy, y'all, so it does things like this, boom boom, like nothing ever happened, right? It's like a week goes by and you got 20, 10 to 50% moves, and then that, like, measured from the same week, it's dead flat, and you're like, huh, volatility, baby. Let's see if we can see anything on the oscillators. Yep, on the hourly. Let's see on the 4-hour. Probably didn't get it. Not quite, almost. Got real damn close yesterday on the 4-hour. The bears were showing a little bit of strength, but on the 1-hour, they did show full strength yesterday afternoon and held it the entire rest of the day until this sell-off happened. So that was giving a pretty good forewarning. If not, you had all this support here about that 32 cents level, which what we were talking about as support. So you had an hourly that closed at like 31.5. So you got to adhere to those stops, guys. Don't do the thing that I've done a million times and makes you catch up and play catch up for way too long. And you don't need to do it, y'all. Like, you really don't need to do that. That's another reason I started doing this channel, also to help me like prevent myself from doing it in the future, right? Because that, like, you could be a good trader for 10 years and then all of a sudden you do one dumb thing because you got emotional, and then it can really wipe you out. So do be careful about that. Just adhere to your stops. Remember, all you can control is opening and closing the trade. And I know you're probably like, "Ah, shut the hell up, dude." But hey, you don't have to listen. You can turn it off. I wish someone was telling me that like every damn other day. All right, let's go to Stellar. Oh, wow, look at Stellar. How fun is that? So we've been watching this nice little box that we drew a few days ago, and it's like coming right to the bottom of it, just poked out of it just a tad. And now the body is coming back into the box. That would be pretty bullish. Y'all know I've been watching Stellar for a little while, and I do like the project a lot. So I think there was something announced today too with IBM. I think it's called Bit or Wage, World Wage or something like that, or World Pay. It's something to just do like more Swift stuff. You know, there's a lot of people are trying to compete in that space. So, but yeah, so that looks pretty nice. I kind of like where these currencies are basing at the moment, where they kind of stopped at. And of course, they're naturally going to stop there. You got a lot of support, but you gotta also train your mind to buy. Risk to reward is better. Oh, sorry, it's a little better on. And then buy. You know, you can do it that way. You don't have to short. And your risk to reward is better on the bottom third of this box, bottom quarter, to be long. And since you can't control the price, why not enter in when you have the best risk to reward ratios? So now, like right here, doesn't look too terrible. You can get something. Just remember, liquidity matters a lot, right? Something BitMEX has shown me that they pretend to have liquidity today. I was like, that was cute. But anyway, we'll leave that for another day. But yeah, you can get in right here, kind of, and then if you wanted to, not financial advice, do whatever the hell you want. It's your damn money. Just learn how to trade. I'm just explaining that this is in ranges. This is better to get long. This is better to be short or be in cash. It's not good to buy up here. You missed it. It's not good to sell and get short down here right now. You already missed that move. So now you can get in right here and do, let's see, where could you even go? That would be like nothing. Yeah, look, it's like barely a couple percent now. So to me, the risk reward, and I would be looking more at something like this, where these bodies were at, you know. I don't have to be that tight, because if you get real tight, you usually get stopped out. But if you get, yeah, see, that's about 7%, so that's acceptable, because then you can target at least the upper part of this box again, because it's been ranging. And if you're wrong, which you damn well could be, price, we could be going into a bear market right now, but you don't know that. No one knows shit. You only can prepare yourself by setting your risks and your profit targets when you open the trade, and then close them when they get there, and then don't think about it. Don't think about it if you lose or win. Just do it. It's a job. You just do it and you move on. Bam. It's easy. All right. Let's go to... that's it, I think. Actually, we're just going to wrap that up and be done, y'all, because this is it. We're not even going to do equities today. We'll skip that and do... we'll do those tomorrow, because everybody wants to know about the Bitcoin. So final thoughts. Don't get too scared. Don't load up on shorts down here. I mean, you can if you want. Do whatever the hell you want, right? I'm not doing it. I'm not loading up on shorts down here. Because, again, we're back in this green prison box zone where we just can't seem to break free from. Now the question is, will we be breaking free from it on the bottom side or the top side next? All right, guys. Happy trading out there. This is No Noise Research. Don't forget to sub, bell, and smash. We will talk to you all tomorrow, and have a great night.